Hey loves, welcome back to a melanated hypothesis. This is a super special episode dedicated to my daughter, Lilah. So, of course, I'm pre-recording, but if you're listening to this, it is December 12th or after, and 1 year from the last time I seen her. Her death anniversary, life anniversary. I really don't even know what to call it. Preeclampsia tried to take her away from me, but she is always with me. So I just wanted to share a letter that I wrote to her and just kind of talk about whatever flows. I invite God into this conversation. And of course, my mind, I got squirrel brain, but it's all for Lilah. So let's just get to it. Okay. So, to my sweet baby Lilah, oh, the joy you bring me. It's been a year today since our last outing. You've watched me grow so much in this year. Our road trips are always so fun. I love knowing you're near me. You give me a massive why. Because economically, I wasn't ready for you. We would have struggled because I'm still building the discipline to go the extra mile. We would have lived a decent life, but I was not near the healing I am at today. So for all the little Lilahs in the world, I hope I can bring exposure and understanding. I hope I can instill emotional intelligence. I'm still learning it myself, but the memory of you makes me move. It must be done, and your mama is gonna do it, honey. Your plant is so big. You are literally my big girl now. We talk so much. I don't know. I don't need to write. I don't need to write you, but I want to document the growth, our growth. You have a CEO mom. Pretty soon I'll be a published author, international speaker. I'm already an investor and teaching all the little Lilahs and their families that it's possible for them too. Your name and legacy will live longer than me. You show me I deserve the best because that's what you would have required. We will change the world together, you, me, and God. Thank you for being the most unconventional blessing. I respect you. I appreciate you. Your name will live longer than I will. Your life is a bond you and I will always share for no one else but me. Your memory and honor I will share with the world. But regardless of anyone else, your life is real and matters to me. Thank you for choosing me. Growing in your honor, your mommy. I love you, my baby girl. Happy almost birthday. ... No pun intended. Okay, because I had wrote that, but I wrote it because it was the 6th and her birthday technically would be the 12th. But then I realized, it is technically her almost birthday because she didn't make it. So I just wanted to clear that up because you never know what happened. I don't want somebody to read that and be like, what? Like, she's so insensitive. Like, no, No, my brain just be like that. Just don't even worry about that. But I'm just super. I just feel okay. I'm sorry. I'm wiping my nose, y'all. Okay. All right. I'm in a beautiful place. I'm in a beautiful place because she's for me, and it's like I have a little person that is so much bigger than me to resort to now. Like, I actually held her, and the way I see it, I just need to become who I said I was going to become for her future siblings. The way I see it, she gave me an opportunity to do that and to break the curses that I've desperately been trying to break. The way I see it, she showed me what true self-love is. Because had I been loving myself the way that I needed to be loving myself, she wouldn't even be here. And so she is almost a reminder to me to take care of me and to focus on me and to make sure that I choose me first. I value myself. And that brought me to, like, I've been talking about this journey for so long, but at first it was like the journey of breaking out of the matrix, of being free and breaking out of conditioning, and all the things I wanted to teach her, because I thought that, I was doing it. I graduated, barely, but I graduated, you know what I'm saying? I graduated in the summertime, but I was out there, you feel me? And I graduated, and then I had got a little job, but I went to college, and I was trying to get this education and all this, but it didn't feel right. Like, it was just felt so forced. It wasn't, something wasn't right. But I have a very entrepreneurial spirit, and so something was disconnecting. Like, I'm an entrepreneur, but I can't ask for money. It's because you don't have no confidence. You don't have no confidence, sis. Like, you ain't been working on your confidence. So then that brought me to, like, oh, I gotta heal my, I gotta heal my, like, mentality. I gotta heal my internal, like, self-worth. Like, that's some whole, like, I'm smart. That's great. All that. I see the matrix, the rat wheel, the rat race. What is it called? All that, right? That's some whole other stuff. That's a whole different ball game from, like, healing within myself. Like, you grew up in the slums, whether you was, like, on the front line, like, or were you a A-line drummer, or, you know what I'm saying, like a B-line, like, you still was out there, and you were exposed to certain things that you never should have been exposed to in this dog-eat-dog world. And so I'm fortunate to have had a little exposure in different places, but I still received just a morphed view of life in some areas. And so I have to go back and manually I have to manually, like, what's the word? I'm having a blank here. I have to manually change it, like, switch my perspective, like, neurologically. I have to switch my perspective and know that I'm safe and that I can be vulnerable, that the world is not going to blow up if I tell my business. Like, they're just going to know my business, and I'm going to go about my business, and then that's just it. But now they're going to know it's possible. Like, just do it. Like, I have to completely change. They are not trying to get you. Like, it might be somebody, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not rush hour. Like, you all right, calm down at this moment, like, or just whatever. You are loved. Like, just because they said no don't mean that they hate you. Like, whatever it is. Coming from the hood, you get a lot of negative energy. before you get in positive energy in some instances. Some instances, like I had a mother who was working, and she was a positive person, but she was working all the time. Like, she had to pay the bills, you know? Some people don't have that. Like, some people, it's so many different dynamics in the hood, and it's just, none of it is fair to the parents or the child a lot of times. But this is what we got. This is what we come up with. And now what? Like, it is what we make it. Like, yeah, that's what happened. But now I have to go back and reframe anything that might have had a negative impact on my mental. You know, I got to go back and look at that little fat girl getting bullied or whatever, and tell her, like, no, okay, yes, even with your dark skin and your 4 eyes or whatever, you are still beautiful. You are still killing it. You deserve to be wherever you are. You know, like, I need to instill that within myself, and that kind of healing. And then, first of all, when you've been hurt people hurt people. So when you've been in these type of situations and grown up with some type of trauma, and the trauma it's big T trauma and little T trauma, right? So, see, we're not even talking about Lilah, but it's going to come full circle. But there's big T trauma and little T trauma. So when people hear me say trauma, they think, oh, ain't nobody, you know, like first of all, I was definitely getting my ass whooped. I ain't even gonna hold you. So there's no denying that there. And they be like, you was bad. Okay, it totally was like a child in the hood. But like there's like, I have to take accountability. I didn't have emotional intelligence as a child. I also didn't see emotional intelligence as a child. So I was just doing what I saw. But I have to take accountability, because as I developed, that's still that same girl who was wilding as a kid was now wilding as a teenager, was now wilding as an adult when triggered, right? And like, I didn't know it was there because I had never been triggered. You know, especially as an adult, I didn't put myself in a situation. I removed myself from the hood. So I didn't realize that that part of me was still even there. So I'm thinking I'm all good, I'm great, y'all tripping. But I'm projecting all this pain onto other people, because I can't see it. The picture can't see the frame when it's in it. I haven't done no healing. Right? So I'm healing, you know, my finances and my credit and my situation and my environment. But inside, I'm still like, you know, I don't know, my baby can't, I don't want to be no baby mama, or, you know, I ain't giving it up to, I don't know, just anything. Like, I ain't giving it up to nobody, because at this time I was still a virgin. Like, I ain't giving it up to nobody just so I can be no baby mama. And like, literally almost exactly what I didn't want to happen happened. And it's like, that's not what I have to heal myself, so I'm not even thinking those thoughts to even bring that type of frequency my way, first of all. But then I have to take accountability. If I'm healed and I'm working on myself and I know that I'm valuable and I know that I have these certain standards and these certain boundaries, and that you can't even, I don't like not being courted. Okay? That's one of the reasons why I never dated living in the hood anyway. Because, like, can I just be regular? Niggas don't be trying to court you. Like, actually date you, get to know you. Like, we want to put labels on it, whatever. If you know what the label means, it helps you understand who I am. But if you don't know what the label means, then of course you're going to be like, no labels. It's fine. Basically, I'm a sapiosexual, if it matters. If it don't, right, I need my brain stimulated. And I wouldn't even say I'm a sapiosexual, because, like, I ain't really trying to date girls. Like, I've dated girls, but I'm not trying to date girls. Like, I'm just basking in God. And it's like, this is my journey. Like, over, like, 10 years ago, yes. Like, where are the women at? Where is the women at, okay? Now, it's just a work of art. Like, she's beautiful. Wow, look at her shape. Like, just whatever. I'm not tripping off that. Where's my husband at, Lord? Like, that's what I'm focused on. Just how, like, I'm getting myself together so that I can serve and be served. Like, I want to serve my husband, right? But I'm putting myself in these situations where guys that don't even want to get married, they don't even want a commitment. They're not looking for a neck so they can be a head to a household. I'm a neck out here. Like, okay, what? I'm a neck out here. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? So how can I say that I'm preparing to be someone's wife and all of these things, wifey in training and all this stuff, when I'm still not valuing myself in a wifely way? I mean, like, okay. Everybody do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? No knocks to nobody. You know what I'm saying? There's all types of wives out here. Okay. For me, and how I'm trying to follow God, and that's some whole other stuff that I don't even really want to go on today. But just where I'm at and how, and the path that I'm on, I'm trying to be a God-fearing wife. And, you know, that whole religion thing get deep. We just gonna keep it with God. You know, my granddad be like, his name is Yah or something. Like, I know, but I haven't figured it out yet. I gotta see it for myself. When I get there, then I'll start the transition. But right now, that's my G, and I'm just trying to follow what I feel the relationship in that. The power is not in the name, is really in the connection for me. So with that being said, I need to carry myself in a certain way. In order for me to carry myself in a certain way, I have to believe that. Well, that was never instilled in me. Okay, so first of all, that means you got to take effort, my G. Like, you're going to have to take effort. I'm talking about myself. I have to now take effort to instill this self-love within myself. I have to take effort to change my belief. You know, in my head, you fat. You just fat. It's one type of fat person and you is it. Like, I didn't know that first of all, fat come in different shapes and different sizes. Okay, it got different complexions. You know, I had no idea. My sister is like, bro, you are curvy. I don't know that. In my head, I'm fat, flubber, and that's it. Like, that's it, right? So my self-image or whatever is already shot. Like, it's already just, why are y'all even talking to me? I look like flubber. Like, what do you want? What do you want? I look like flubber. Like, I'm already pushing people away because no, I actually, first of all, you ain't see that dunk back there. But like, no, like I didn't see it. Like when I listen to Tammy talk about body dysmorphia, I think about so many women. It's so many variations of that. In my head, I'm skinny. Like in my head, when I think about just my energy and what I can do, and I'm skinny. Like, you ready right now? I'm ready. Like, I don't need no nap. I don't need no protein bar. Like, let's go. Like, I got God. Like, I'm fueled by God, boy. Like, I'm ready to go. But then when I look in the mirror, I be like, damn. Or my knees be like, sis. Sis, I'm finna lead, dog. I finna go out. Just, sis, you finna do what? Like, how many hikes you trying to take this week? Like, it's completely different, right? So all of these different things, they connect. The way that I see myself is connected to what I internalize people seeing me as a child. If I don't heal from that, what am I going to project to my child growing up? And all I'm preaching is, all I'm talking about is how I want to project something different for her. I want to do positive parenting. I want to be able to expose her to different opportunities. I want to be able to expose her and her friends. Like, I want her, you know, I would meet little old women. Like, I never really got along with people in my age group, but older women would always kind of take me under their wing. And I learned so much. It was a different exposure. I was learning about business or a leadership or whatever the case may be. And I wanted to give that to Lilah. Right? And so just her legacy is just me being able to give it to all the little Lilahs of the world, because it's so many people. Like, you know, some of us, we plan our pregnancies and we're good and we're in a good financial space, but then a lot of us, we don't. Stuff happened, you know what I'm saying? There was that one night, boy, Okay, he had smiled in his teeth. Boy, he was looking good. You know what I'm saying? She had the sundress on that night. It was, hey, she had the, hey, you understand? She had the sundress on that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, it wasn't even summer. It was November. She had the sundress on, bro. I had, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes stuff happen. I get it, right? That's why it just holds me to a different accountability. Self-love. Self-love is I got the sundress on, I'm gonna have tactics. I'm wearing ugly granny drawers. I don't want you to see that. I didn't shave or something. I'm doing stuff so that I can really be like, nah, bruh. No, like, and swat it. But if everything fresh and good and all tight and all, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that it shouldn't be fresh, but I'm just saying, like, if I got the thong on instead of the cotton joints, just whatever. Like, if I'm doing something to psych my mind out so that I can, like, be on a hard pass when you start looking good and breathing all on my neck and stuff, you need to back up. Like, no, for real, you need to back up, just, it's putting tools in my toolbox, right? And now I'm still learning that, because I'm learning, like, okay, what do we need to work on? Well, it's looking like you like attention. It's not from everybody, but it's looking like at some point you're needing that attention, that them positive affirmation from a male. And so we got to make sure that you're getting that from yourself, from your source. Because any old guy could come over and be like, hey, cutie, we don't need you in his face smiling. And so I have to recognize that. And then I have to work on that. I have to isolate myself. I have to make sure I'm strong in that foundationally, right? And so that's what I have been doing. And so now that I'm starting to kind of creep out and see how much self-control I got and what's going on, I'm seeing where I need to still work on things. Like, I live in a hotel. So this is my room and my office. Like, you can't come over, right? And at the beginning, when I was like, all right, I'm going to try it out, I was letting people come over. But now that it's uncomfortable because you smell good. Like, get out my face. Like, I'm in a different place, and I want to just commit to that. I want to commit to that. I said that, okay, I think I'm going to be celibate, but I didn't commit to it. And so here you are rubbing on my thighs and I'm sitting on your lap. Like, this is not what I said. And so now that I'm thinking about it, and not now, but like in that moment as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, this is not what I want. So now I switch up. And you like, what's going on? What's up? You good? No, I'm not good. I'm still working on myself. I see that this is an area that I'm still sensitive in, and you have to go. Like, you got to get up out of here, because I don't want to make any wrong decisions, and I don't want to, like, I want to give myself grace, but I also don't want to set myself up for failure. And I have a healthy sexual appetite. And now that the sex box has been open, like, it's happened now, it didn't happen until 28, but now that it's happened, I know what that be like. She's alive and well. So I need you to get up out of here so that I can make sure I'm grounded in what I truly want for myself. And, like, that takes a lot of accountability and a lot of self-love, because did I say he was smelling good, boy? What? Ooh, yes, Lord, okay? Thank you, because that's a masterpiece there, I'm just saying, it took a lot of self-control to be like, oh, no, And the first time he came over, he was rubbing on my thighs. Was that the first time? I think it was the second time. But, like, we're supposed to be on some business stuff. But the bear is right here, and I be chilling. Like, I have to be super intentional with everything that I'm doing. And so while I think I'm being intentional in business over here, I'm not being intentional over here. So healing for me is creating that balance. Lilah is almost like that steer, like she's the guiding force, so that I'm like, it's like I have God But we never seen God. Like, just, it's God though, He's the Almighty and the most powerful, and just the creator, right? And then I have Lilah, somebody I've actually held, I've touched, I've seen, that's bigger than me. Like, she doesn't exist and exists everywhere and all in the same. Like, her color is yellow, and that color just happens to mean higher self. So, and then her date is 12, mine is 21. So it's like, she is just me. She is just me. And in order for me to get to that beautiful place of what I wanted for her, I have to get me together. There would be no her without me. So I have to love on me. I have to be accepting of me. I have to love my own company. I have to rebuild up my self-esteem myself. But also, I have to rebuild it in community. I think that a lot of times we think we're self-sufficient, it's all on self. We're self-made. I'm by myself. Like, no, actually, I think self-made is the community you build yourself. It's the team you built. That's what I always say. I'm self-made because I built my team myself. Right? Because everybody has a job, and it's a machine, and it runs based on everybody doing their part. I don't do everything. I may know a little bit about a whole bunch of things. But as soon as God send me a team member, cool, I'm gonna slide that to you. Like, what? Go ahead. Just mess it up. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Just thank you. Like, I do not want it. Okay? I am a delegator. Like, what? What? I don't want it. So anyway, I'm in this place where, I don't know what I was talking about, but I'm in this place where accountability is really a thing for me. And it's like, I want to hold our culture to, like, that's my goal. But I understand that it's super sensitive and it's really hard to hold people accountable because it hurts. Like, for me to look at myself and be like, hey, like, you can't be out here talking about you want to be married and have a family with your husband, and you got dudes in the room, and you finna almost bust it out. Like, what you doing? Are you trying to get head real quick? That's sex too, bro. Like, you can't, like, a dude try to offer head. I really be like, head? That's, yeah. No. Like, and I debate. And I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be, I want to know, because that's not even me. Like, I went all this time without doing anything. But then I lost my way. And so now I'm on this journey, refinding my way, like rebuilding. I went from the bottom. Like, first of all, I went from the bottom. And I'm rebuilding everything. And Lilah is the force that I see, the tangible thing that I see of why to build everything back up. Because I could keep stopping and I could go, do something else, and I could just be comfortable. But to be uncomfortable and to make something that I want for her future siblings, for all the people that, little Lilahs, that got here, that are loved but still need, they're loved by their parents, but they still got here, I don't want to say by accident, but, in a precious time, not necessarily at the right time, right? So making sure that they have the resources, that their parents have the resources. I see this in her honor, and I hope that my journey can kind of start something, because I think that everything is about accountability. The more that I look at myself, whether that's checking my emotions or how I perceived something, or how I'm relaying the message. Maybe it's coming off wrong and now you're getting triggered and I'm sitting over here cool as a cucumber, which is making you even more mad because you really think I'm saying something vindictively, but I'm just saying it wrong. And I go through that a lot because I almost have like I'm blunt or something like Kanye. Like I just say what I'm thinking, and it'd be like, whoa, son, like, whoa. And it just be like, what? No, I love you. Like that's what I saw when you did that. I didn't know. I was just wondering. Like, I'm very, I don't know, but it's super harmless. But depending on you and the environment you come from and your perception, it could be fighting words. It could be like, oh, she's trying to be funny. It could be like, it could be perceived in so many different ways. So I don't know how I got started talking about that, but back to Lilah. I'm grateful because she was like an unconventional blessing. She's like she's like for me, like her whole life was inside of me, but we bonded. It took me 4 or 5 months to be like, okay, like this is happening, like there's a little baby in there and this is happening. But prior to that, I was like, Lord, I'm having a baby with him? No, okay. No, because like it was a lie. I didn't want to be a single mother. I could tell that he wasn't committed. Like God told me that my husband is committed to the family. So I'm knowing this ain't it. But I was been knowing that this wasn't it because I've been felt there was no chemistry because my mind not getting stimulated. Right? But I keep trying to hold on and I'm not loving myself, not valuing myself. I'm trying to, see how I can fix it for him. I see that he has a fixed mindset in some instances, and it's like I have a growth mindset. I'm trying to hustle our way up out of here, and you're not on that same page with me, and it's crazy to me because it's like I'm gonna do it by any means necessary. You see me pull the weight, I be pulling the weight. Why would you not want to jump in? So that lets me know that you have some type of mental breakdown that's holding you back. I don't even know what to be. I hate calling it mental illness. It's not a mental disease. It's like a mental block or something that keeps people stuck, or that stops their belief of self-limiting beliefs. Like you don't believe that you could get it like me. Like why are people leeches? Like you really don't believe that you can do it, so that you have to get on someone else's back. Like I don't understand what that is, but it's fascinating to me because why the fuck aren't you trying to get it? Like why aren't you trying to get it? No excuse in the world is going to, like, I respect whatever people want, but to me it's like Skateman said, get back up and try it again. Like if you fall, get back up. Like duh. Like so if you're not getting it, what you doing? Just like if you're not getting it, where you at? Like I don't know. That's I don't know. To me, right? That's for me. If you're not steadily trying to grow, like I'm trying to evolve. Once a new door appear, like oh man, I gotta work on that. It take me about 24 to 48 hours to like grieve or something, or go through the fact that oh my God, and I gotta do this too, Lord. I gotta fix this too, Lord. Dang, I don't want to. It take them about 48 hours. Then it'd be like, all right, what we fixing? What is it? Shoot, like my attitude. I need patience. Like Kanye say, what do you say? Oh my goodness, in the song with Rick Ross, he said, me? Oh my goodness, I cannot remember right now, but yes, exactly. Like that is me. Lord, I need patience. Me? What? I'm not patient, Lord. What you mean, patient? You saw I slapped that lady. Patience. What? They hung up on me. What? I ain't cause nobody. Patience. You hear me? patience. Okay? Bruh, my client is not paying on time ever. Patience. I don't even be patience. What do you, Lord, come on. Patience. I got patience. No, you don't. You do not. These are hard things that I have to look at. Like, that healing, like, realizing that there's stuff. Like, oh, you do belittle people. Like, I do not. I don't belittle people. When anybody, you making me feel belittled. Especially to my ex. Like, oh my goodness, I'm not. I'm literally, you're here. Like a monkey on my back. And you think that you're not. You have a morphed, I don't even know, perception. Like, what the fuck do you think is taking care of us? Why do you not think that this is called using? Simply because we're in a relationship, but we don't have no other relationships aspects. Like, that title shit don't mean shit. And then he'll say shit like, if you know that, then why? Like, no, because you know what you're doing. You know that you're extorting. And so this is the person that I'm supposed to start my family with. Somebody who doesn't respect me enough to go out there and get it themselves. Like, that's who I decided to give my body to. Like, no, that's not self-love. That is not self-love. You don't deserve me. You don't have your basic needs together. Like, you're not trying to get but you got one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just started the job and it's coming soon type shit. You just applied for the apartment. You finna go buy you a trailer home? Like, what you mean? Like, you don't have your basic needs together. Your mama live with you? Like, help me understand. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Right? But I never been in a relationship. I don't know the red signs. I don't know. People just telling me, it is what it is, and nigga gonna play you, and da-da-da-da. Okay, but what am I, like, how do I don't understand. Like, I need to see what's going on. So it's like, all right, God took me through that process. And I don't know if it was the thoughts of, like, I do not want to be a baby mother. I do not want this, my child to have to endure this, because you have other children that I'm begging you to, like, allow me to be a part of life, for you to do more, whatever the case may be. I'm trying to be that support in a subtle way, but constantly, like several times a week. But like, hey, did you touch, you talk to so-and-so, what you do, da-da-da-da. Or when we go, da-da-da-da, we're going to take da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's a part of my thought process. But shit can't be more part of my thought process than it is yours, right? And then that showed me, like, oh, he got a self-love problem. Like, he don't think he's enough. So 2 wrongs, first of all, not going to make it right. And then hurt people. So if he hurt over there and I'm hurt over here, we're going to keep butting heads. That's not going to be good for this little baby that's developing in my body. I see my parents fight constantly. That's not what I want to see. That's not what I want my child to endure, unfortunately. So that comes down to me being able to pick a person that's compatible, pick a person that's for the future, pick a person that's supportive and has my needs, pick a person that loves God, respects women, respects me, respects my body. Like, no, we not finna have sex just any old where or do any. A lot of guys get turned down off that. Like, you can be all great and all that. We go on a date and then in the car, you trying to get me to give you head. No. No. Because for me, I want to please my man, right? Like, I'm butt naked nasty or nah for my man, okay? Like, and that's why put a title thing on it is bullshit, because guys will be like, yeah, you my girl. Let me use your car. Let me get your tax return. Let me just all this stuff. Now they asking all these questions. Or they always around and it's like, we don't got no title, but I do all the things. But then as soon as you bring up something, no, I'm free. I'm single. I don't have time for none of that, okay? Like, my emotional intelligence is not there yet. I'm still working on it. I might slap you. Don't play with me. Like, no. Y'all seen the TikTok of the girl come, I don't know, with flour in that bag or what, bro? That'd have been me. I'm working on myself, but Lord, you're going to have to forgive me on this one. you're going to have to forgive me on this. You're going to have to, Lord, I repent, because he's playing with me. and I don't like that. And so I'm getting to a place. This is why this is healing in real time, because I'm not the one to be with a dude like that. Like, it's going to get dangerous quick, because no, no. Okay. I can't be with an extortioner, because I'm too nice. I genuinely give my heart, right? And so I can only be around people who respect my boundaries and that, and reciprocate that type of energy, right? Because like, we're as nice as I am, the darkness goes somewhere. Everybody got a little Eminem in them. They lying if they tell you they don't. Eminem just expresses it. Most of us, we suppress it, because once we unleash the beast, it's like, how do you put it back in there? Like, you ever tried to calm somebody down once they unleash the beast? Ain't no calming that, bro. You just got, bro, that's, hey, you be standing there like, oh man, you can't, right? So I can't show my baby this. I can't unleash the beast on this guy because he extorted me or playing with me or something in front of my baby, and now she's seeing this. I can't do that. Self-love. If I love myself enough, I'm not even going to come out of my character. I'm not going to be around somebody that's going to bring me out of my character, right? For the longest time, I hadn't been triggered, because I was around people that respect me, respect themselves, whether they needed to remove themselves from me or I needed to remove myself from them. I never had any beef, right? And then I went back into the slums. I don't know why. Who told me to go to the slums looking for love? I wasn't. I was looking for tree. And that's why I know God wasn't in this relationship. He might have protected me and protected him separately, but he didn't bring us together necessarily. Now, was there a lesson in it? Does God bless anything? Yes. Yes. When I tell you God was there, he had to be. Okay? He had to be. Thank you, Lord. When I tell you he had to be, okay, because when I tell you Roy, what? Lord, okay? When Monique said, I could be your cellmate, brother, emotional intelligence, okay? It had to be God. He saved us both several times, okay? It had to be God there. He was there, but he didn't bring that together. He didn't ordain that. And if I'm truly saying that I am trying to work for him, I have to leave certain stuff behind. It's cool and it's comfortable, absolutely. And I know that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get a lot of attention, which is what I want, right? That's what I've been craving from somebody out here thugging, right? Because they don't got necessarily nowhere to necessarily be at a specific time. And I can just ride along, So, that's why you find those situations. These empathic girls, these girls who haven't found themselves low self-esteem, or even if they appear like they have high self-esteem, they still feel quite lonely or still need a lot of attention because they haven't done the inner work, and they hanging out with these guys, and you're like, what is happening? Like, but that does not, doing the work inside doesn't mean that you aren't intelligent and can budget and can produce a product or can sell yourself or whatever. So you can get all the money and look like a high-value person, because everything is high value now. A high-value person, but still be quite low value on the inside because you haven't done the healing. I feel like that was for somebody. Specifically somebody who got their own platform. But I ain't gonna say no names. That inner healing. Because you be out here just bringing stuff to the top and affecting people, and then inducing and leaving them. And that can traumatize a person even more, because now you done took them back to this place. Now they back in this energy, this negative energy. You're not telling them what to do with that energy, because you don't know what to do with that energy, right? That's why we're doing it. I'm getting excited. We're doing this healing in real time. Right? Because I want you to see. I don't want to have to tell you, oh, yeah, when I was going through my thing, man, you just got to breathe, man. No, listen. Hello? Are you listening? The trauma bond is real. Hey, y'all. No, because it's people in the back. The trauma bond is real. when they tell you about the heartbreak and the breakup, because you didn't bond it. Personally, we talk about myself. I didn't bond it to this nigga over blunts, okay? Bonding over blunts. We need to turn that into a podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the domain on that before I release this. But just what? Blunts, bonnets, and bullshit. I don't know. Like, I don't know, okay? I don't know, okay? And then I'm in Atlanta. It's new, and I don't know anybody. I'm meeting little people here and there, but I don't know anything yet. Like, I can get around the city to anywhere, but I don't know where nobody at. Like, I don't know, okay? So I was in the scene, but I wasn't. Not like I am now, right? Like, now I can actually call people and be like, hey, you trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I was doing everything by myself. And then here this guy with all his free time open and available talking about where you at. Now I feel wanted. I never felt wanted before. What? You want me? Like, what? I'm on the way. Like, I'm coming from Cobb County. Where you at? The east side? I'm on the way. Just, what? I'm all the way out Vinings, but I'm on the way. Where you at? Flash shows? I'm on the way. Like, what do you mean? Just, what do you mean? And it looks normal from a warped perspective. Like, oh, this is normal. This guy like me. Oh, this girl like me, or this girl green. I feel like in the beginning, like for me personally, when I talk to somebody, I want to connect to their spirit. I don't give a fuck about what you do. I could care less. Like, I really could. How do you treat people? What do you feel about the world? How do you feel about yourself? Like, where you trying to go? But people feed off stuff like that. So sometimes people will mirror what you're saying. You know, I am reach for the stars. We can do anything. You know, each one teach one. All types. I'm that type of person. So if you see that, you like, hell yeah, man, and we could blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I can't speak for what, like, the person, my ex, whatever, he don't express himself enough for me to be like, this is absolutely right. So I just see perspectives. It could have all been a game, in which we'll call that gaslighting. I mean, not gaslighting. What's it called? The first stage of the narcissist web. I can't think of it right now. I'm not going to go through it. But that first step when they're trying to get you, love bombing. There you go. Love bombing. You just mirroring the person, essentially, right? And so then it's like, on the other hand, if you're not a narcissist, I am from a different culture. I'm not from Atlanta. So to somebody from Atlanta, I could be considered a breath of fresh air. Like, wow, you don't do, yeah. Oh, you ain't a, da-da-da. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, completely different. That's real. Just completely different. Whatever. Just completely different. So that could be a fresh air. A fresh, piece of whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, right? You open up because now it's you're trying to create this vulnerability because clearly you're not coming off the same as what I'm used to. But also in the same sense, it could all be a game. Like, people gauge people. They're trying to see. So I don't know. I don't try to put energy into. I can just see it from multiple perspectives, which is why I respect it either way. It happened. It's a part of my history. Hey, I didn't want it to happen. I would have liked to have been able to fix it, but I realized that I had to let it go because it wasn't ordained. Like, I took him to church one time and he left in the middle of service. Talking about, like, I don't even know. Okay? And I understand the black man, especially the black man from the hood. So you are paranoid all the time, even in church. Like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know all these people. I understand that. And I'm super, 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 super sensitive to that. But if you don't want to get help for that, I can't make you. And I can't walk on eggshells because you are super sensitive to everything. Do I absolutely want to love and be that, that safe place for you? Hell yeah, nigga. Like, duh. That's every girl's wish. Every girl wants to do that for her man. But she has to feel safe enough to do it. And you have to feel safe enough to allow her to do it. Right? So if you don't feel safe as a man, then you always going to be your edge. Always going, what you always going to be jumpy or immediately to getting mad about nothing. Just jumping to conclusion, whatever. even for women, like, you're always going to be this type of person that jumps to conclusions and does too much too soon, because in the hood, ain't no time to think. You got to immediately react. So you got to immediately be like, I ain't going. You got to immediately pop off. First of all, I was introduced to that, but I wasn't. I was on punishment in the hood. So I was in the hood. I heard the gunshots. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen the stuff. Like, I smelt the smell when they found the body. Like, what is that? I smelt that. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't on the front line. I was punished. Okay. I'm you know, when they talk about, when Dirk would say, what'd he say? I thought she was a pretty Ricky girl, but she like Gotti or something. I can't remember. But yeah, bro, I'm the pretty Ricky girl. I had B2K and Bow Wow and them on my wall. You know what I'm saying? Pictures of you feel me? Like, my posters was my friends and shit. Like, so that was it for me. Like, you know, I was bad in a solo entrepreneurial way. Like, I'm finna get this money all by myself. I'm not finna tell nobody, because niggas be snitching and fucking up. I can't. You know, as a child, that was how I thought. Like, I finna run this lick by myself, and it just, you know, that was me. That was me. So I didn't, and then all my stuff was like, no. It's two different worlds, okay? Right in the same world, it was two different worlds. So I didn't understand. I didn't fully have an understanding. I was still naive and green, and people see that. People see that. And I do have a harder interior. Like, I'm from DC. It's something, you gotta have something going on. Like, I made it. I'm out here. Like, so something has to be there. There's some type of attitude. Something's there. Like, don't just look and be like, oh my gosh, she is. But calm down. Like, you know, put some respect on that. Seriously, to keep it that way. That's insurance, you know. I don't know. I don't know, but all of this, all of that story, just all of who I'm choosing, where I'm putting my time and my energy, the people that I'm around, that brings me back to accountability and self-love. And there's this reel on TikTok, and she's like, I hate being the baby mama. I hate being the baby mama. I hate being the baby mama. She was like, why was I horny? I hate being the baby mama. Like, I never wanted that. If I could control being a baby mama based on the relationship aspect, there are so, like, contexts, there are so many reasons why somebody would be a baby mama. But based on the relationship context and, like, what is in my control as far as choosing the right partner, being healed myself and have done the work, being receptive and cooperative. Now, granted, I'm going to be cooperative with a man that can lead, like nigga. Just, you cannot lead me without a plan. Like, I am a neck type of woman. Like, I already have a plan. You know, and I'm fully prepared to support you as the head. But you have to have a plan. If you don't know, nigga, I do. Like, okay, so if you're going to get intimidated by that, I'm not necessarily trying to be the head. I'm still trying to be the neck and fully know what's going on. Operational manager. That's not the CEO, but that's who the nigga that's really running that shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to just be a supporting. I'm the CFO or something, the CEO. You can be the CEO all day. Like, be the face of this. You know, we order whatever your last name is, right? However, strategically, I'm setting things up. There's systems in place. Like, you know, I want us to be able to communicate. Like, we have to be able to communicate. Right? And I'm patient, Lord, right? So I'm patient, right, Lord? I'm patient. So I be trying to teach, but I can't give the whole lesson. Like, you got to know, you have to have read this chapter, and now we just doing a review, or maybe I'm just giving you a few tips, or you just needed to turn here, you needed to pivot right here when you know what I'm saying? But for me to pull out the book and have to dust it off and then read you in chapter 1. Like, no, I'm going to meet you. We might circle back around. I'm going to meet you, but I got to go. You can't hold me back. You can't hold me back. And that was one of the things that he didn't like. Because while I'm naive and he's doing all these little subtle movements to me, one is showing me what guys do, like how people think. Like, and so for me, I have a high tolerance to pain. That's another thing, the problem that I have to fix, I have to heal from. Like, I don't know when somebody doing me wrong, because I done seen so much, I had to, I've endured a lot. So I'm tough. I don't even realize, like, if you like you get what I'm trying to paint the picture. Like, if I was to flick my dick and put my hand over it, it would take a minute. I'm tough before I'd be like, oh shit, like, I'm tough. And so people would do stuff to me or say stuff to me. I've been conditioned so much to get talked down to or teased or bullied or whatever, that to the point where it's not even penetrating no more. It's like normal. Like, you saying, okay, yeah, fat bitch, all right. Yup. Just like, at this point, I'm tough. So I'm getting disrespected and not even realizing that some of this is disrespect. Or you and your mans is having a joke, and I'm standing there and I don't get the joke. One, because I'm green, and two, because I'm tough. I don't even realize that this is geared towards me, that this is a negative thing. Like, I don't even see it. My mind is dwarfed, so I have to dwarf, whatever. I have to make sure that I'm focused on paying attention. I'm focused on myself. If I'm focused on myself, I'm putting myself in rooms that are high value, around people who are trying to value themselves, already value themselves, and value others. I'm constantly learning, reading, taking part in growth activities, putting myself around people that are growth minded. I'm having my talks with God. I'm journaling. I'm looking at the hard parts of myself. I'm allowing myself to cry and know that it's okay. I take a step back and I'm observant. And then I talk to Lilah. Look, your mom is out here. Just listen, I'm not perfect, right? But I'm going to strive every day for you, kid. I promise you that. And I've been through a lot. I've seen so much that I'd never seen before. I didn't know certain things exist. I didn't know that people were so cruel like that. Fortunately, my mother shielded me from the hood. Like, yeah, I knew the gangsters and the killers. Like, I knew them, but they were nice to me. And so in my head, as long as you show a man respect, he would always respect you no matter what hood you go to. And so I done been out Memphis. Shout out to Memphis. I've been out in Memphis. Soulsville. Like, I've been out in Oak Cliff. Like, shout out to Oak Cliff, bruh. Like, I've been out in the world, in the inner cities where they say don't go. I haven't been to Chicago because they be making it seem like, first of all, I haven't been up there. I definitely, and maybe that's God, because I would have went up there with nobody. But I just haven't traveled north yet. But the South, what? Mississippi, shout out to Jackson. Like, I've been going places and meeting and seeing people so that I can understand people. And my philosophy has always been just show respect. And I've always gotten respect. So the fact that I got in this situation and I was so badly bruised, it's like, oh my goodness, I have to do some healing. But it opened my eyes. Now there's the rose-colored glasses are removed. But it also means that I've gone through something at a certain awareness. Certain people may go through the same thing, but not have that awareness, right, that I had. And so for me, it just means that I went through this with a certain awareness, and now I can help people go through it as well. And so I think that Lilah was a gift. She allows me to do that. She allowed me to fully go through it and go through all the emotions of everything that happens, so that I can break it down and heal from it and help you heal from it, essentially. If that's your desire. on both fields, because I've seen women that are doing the same things that these men are doing. Like, so it's like we got to heal together as a community, as a culture. We got deep stuff to heal from anyways. I just think Lilah is like what is going to bring us together. I don't know how. I don't know. Everybody doesn't have to have had a loss, but just that why, it's important. For me, she's my why. What? She is my why. The most amazing why ever. She's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I've recorded a different video, an extended version. I feel like this is long too, though, where I was just talking more in depth about things, and I think I'll release that as well. But I just spoke so much on just that relationship in that one. I wanted to like do it over, so I've recorded this actually 3 times, and I'm just hoping that I think this is good. I'm not even going to record it anymore because I don't want it to be perfect. It's just going to be me and a symbol of my love for Lilah, the transition that she's made in my life, and all the things. Like, she's put the execution. Like, I've always been a thinker, and I've always been an observer, and I've always seen the world differently, but I was silenced, and I felt like a child for a long time. Even being in Atlanta, I felt like this was the first time I was like, in my head, I'm like 19. I'm feeling free, and I want to meet people, and I was just completely, I just had no idea, okay? And so she just kind of brings like that grown woman out of me, where I was still like, oh no, you're a man, like you want me to stay here with you? Wow, what? Like, it was, that was a new thing. That was completely new. I didn't stay at a girl house, like, but to be at a man's house, like, that was totally different. And so I had to do some growing up, and I think that that's something that Atlanta allowed me to do as well. Just that whole experience, growing up, and then pushing out a baby. Like, okay, now I feel grown. Now I'm looking at life differently. Now I want to change stuff for the kids. At first I was feeling like I'm still part of the kids. Like, these are still my peers. But no, I'm grown now, and now I can actually execute. I can go out there and find the strangers that believe in me, because it may not always be your family. It may not always be your friends. But there are like-minded people in every city all over the world that can relate. And you just got to execute and keep executing, and they'll come to you. No doubt about it. So it's like, I'm saying this, but this is what I tell myself. Right? And I know it's possible because Lilah, Lilah, do you hear me? Like I made her. Her little body was made by me. I'm just blessed and thankful. So I have to do everything in my power to make sure that I notice and change the trajectory of what could have been her life by changing mine. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful and I'm thankful. And to continue to execute every day in honor of Lilah. I'm excited to continue the process with you all. I'm excited to show my healing in real time, and whatever that may look like across all topics. I'm excited to just truly become the change that I want to see. And it takes time, it takes conditioning. I am the type of person who makes mistakes and learns from them. So I'm fully fine with opening up, because I think that is how we normalize getting the feeling back into the culture. Not enough people are opening up. Like, we open up, but we opening up about the nut we done bust, the nigga we done robbed, how you get money, and all this wild stuff. Like, let's open up about how it felt to lose our loved ones, and, you know, the homie on the block, or, you know, the pride, how our pride was shot when he said no, or when she said no, or how realizing that, okay, I'm not the shit. Like, I thought, you know, I was looking, but apparently, all right. You know, just the hard whys of life. If we could normalize that, you know, if we could normalize entrepreneurship, and that educators get paid because educators and speakers, and, you know, they get paid the big bucks because mentality is everything. And while education isn't, you know, the goal, truth seeking and knowledge is. So if you're a truth seeking, knowledge, motivational speaker, you probably winning right now. And that is, you know, one of the things we need to see. But more than motivation, I need to see execution. So I need to be on the ground seeing what's going on. How did you do this? What we doing next? Like, I love the community where we can actually come together, and, you know, on all different levels. And that's what I want to see. That's what I'm creating. I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for you all listening as I do go through my journey, as I am healing. It is a process, but trusting it, like, we know that we're going to get to the other side. So I'm just grateful. I'm thankful for that. Growing in Lilah's honor. That is probably going to be the title of this, because, yes, I am literally growing in her honor every day. Every day. And even I'll make a decision on autopilot, and then she'll sit me down. I'll sit down with her and God, and they'll look at me like, bro, what was that? And so I have to have a hard look at myself. Is this something that you want to teach your child? Is this something that you want her to model? Is this how you want her to pick her men? Is this what you want her to think love is? Then you have to change. And that is hard sometimes for me, because, like, I'm just wanting something that I never got. And so I got to pull it out of thin air and give it to myself? What you mean? Like, that is hard, okay? Like, I would much rather be comfortable and just go do what you know, jailbird. Like, you feel me? Like, I would much rather do that, but I'm trusting in God. Something I can't even see. I'm just trusting in God. Like, he said he's going to bring me the perfect husband, the perfect partner. He said he's going to wipe away all my tears, like all the pain that I've endured is all for some reason. The reason why I keep going through these crazy scenarios, that the story is going to be so good. And, like, am I writing a book, Lord? Like, I got questions. Just help me understand, because when it come out, just, like, when does it come out? It really is supposed to be coming out very soon, because it's on my calendar, which is crazy. He be writing through me, and I don't even be knowing that I did that. But all of that is the healing process, connecting to God. You know, when everything is good, I'm in a dude phase. Not that, it's not even like I had a whole bunch of dudes. I had one dude, okay? I had one boyfriend for 2 years, okay? But everything good, I'm in your face. Hey, lovey, all this. Everything bad, I'm in God face. No, I need to be in God face, and you need to be in God face, and we just happen to be in each other face, facing each other in God face at the same time or something. Like, I don't, he has to know God. Like, that's just what it is. And so that's me loving myself more. I deserve that. I deserve that. I am not your teacher, so I can't put you on the healing path. If you're not on the healing path, I'm sorry, you don't deserve me. Because you didn't take the time and the effort to go through what needs to be gone through to get to somebody like me. I'm just out here giving out my treasure. I'm a treasure. Not to say that he's not. Like, he is totally a king. But he's a prince. He is a petty prince, boy. Like, he is a petty prince. And I would tell him that to his face, because I say what I'm feeling. And he knows it. And so we good. That ain't slander. I'm real serious, and I don't want to, like, slander nobody. But he know what's up. Like, that's for sure. He's a petty prince. right? And he has God-like qualities, but he has to work on himself, and that's okay. Should he choose never to work on yourself, because it does take effort. It does. I just said I gotta look at myself like, hold on, who? Not patient. Like, who you mean? Well, who got an attitude? Like, Lord, how did I have an attitude? You saw what he did. Like, I didn't know. But I was supposed to control myself, right? If everybody jump off a bridge, I know. Am I going? No, I'm not. Okay, so I gotta control. You know, people say that a lot, but it be the ones that don't control themselves. So you really want me to control myself? And then when the dude jump off the bridge, not jump? Okay, no. Okay, so I be calling Jesus all the time now. There was a guy, he was over here. I was supposed to wrap this up a long time ago. There was a guy, he was over here. I told him I'm married. Like, my spirit is with the Lord. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a husband out there for me somewhere. And until then, I'm working on myself. And I'm focused on my goals. And putting my business out there, essentially, because it's going to help somebody. I know it is. And I'm thankful to be able to help somebody. Like, I really am. For sure. But I'm thankful that you all are here. I'm in a place where loving myself is truly beautiful, and just seeing me develop more and more, having more self-control, not trip over guys, just the development more and more is a beautiful journey, and I just hope to share it with you in these solo episodes. So if you like, please make sure to, of course, like, share, follow, subscribe, all the things. AMH the podcast, Tory Victories. Like, I want to hear what you have to say, how healing has worked for you, what you're healing from. I would love to just be a fly on your window, because essentially you're a fly on mine. So, but make sure you do some healing today. Love y'all.